Alrighty, here we go. Try to leave my anger behind me here. So here we're passing another lake, whole bunch of small little lakes here as we kind of work our way northwards. I guess technically westward, but we're heading north. This is Coop Lake. Sun has popped out here. Lake here. Obviously, I guess the railway came through here on another causeway. It looks like it cut off part of the lake here. You can see there's a telegraph pole coming up. Wind and it's cold. What's the saying? Winter is coming. So that's interesting. On the beneath the top crossarm, there was a green insulator, but it wasn't a CD145. It looked like a Brookfield or a Hemingway. I don't know where this road goes off to, but obviously there's directions for somebody to go that way. So we've done 26.3 kilometers. So I think we got to do like 34, 35. Oh. Thankfully the next couple of days are a little bit shorter. This is the long one. Okay, I'm gonna zip you ahead a little bit here. Sorry, telegraph pole. Here we're going to get into, I think, a pretty lengthy cut. Oh. I think we're coming up to our next lake. A little bit more sun now. Oh. Yep. Now, when we get there, I'll tell you, no, this is not the right lake. This is a different lake. My mistake. So a piece of telegraph pole. So this is Winter Lake. It feels like winter. Oh. Feels like we're climbing a little bit here. And the wind is strong. So here again, you can see lots of sandy geography here. Lots of jack pines growing up beside the grade. Oh. Stupid nose keeps running with that cold wind. And here comes the sun. Do. Lots of rock fill here, you can see. So obviously they filled in the side of the lake here. Back into the cutting. Telegraph pole up there. The ATV people are back. Oh, okay. There we go again. Yikes. I get a ride for 2 more days? Jesus. Problem is these GTP bike rides are long. You know, the ones I used to do on the Quorn are always like 4 or 5 miles one way, which isn't bad. These are double, so it does take a lot out of you. My one quad is a little sore. Might have to stretch that. Might be a little dehydrated too. So we're back into another cut here. Again, you'll notice on the west side here, it appears that they've dug ballast out. Not on the east side. There's a telegraph pole, a bunch of insulators. Let's zip you ahead a little bit here. So this cut continues here. Again, you can see that they've dug ballast out. I think we leveled out a bit here, not going uphill anymore. A little bit less cloud now. We're getting into the sun cloud mix. You don't see those very often, so I see them all the time on the Quorn. But what we have here is we have a culvert marker. Can you actually? No, you can't see anything. So basically, it was a piece of steel, piece of angle iron. They pounded into the ground, and then they put white paint on it, and they would put the mileage. But you can't make it out. Can't make out the mileage on there again. It's been 31 years since this line was shut down, so you're not going to be able to read the writing. But I know in the Quorn it's very helpful to figure out where you are, especially on this line where there's no there's very few milepost markers. There's some on the bridges, but that's really about it. We gotta pause here momentarily. There's a telegraph pole on the ground. Sometimes the telegraph poles have the mileage on them. So we're coming through this cut here, and of course the sun's coming out. See how all of a sudden it just poof, and then you can't see anything. You go from like very, very diffused light, easy to see things, and then all of a sudden it's just completely washed out. big flat area in here. There was something here at some point. Okay, let's pull up here for a second, and then we'll resume momentarily.